Good morning and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we gather throughout the show, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and today is Free as Day, also known as Friday, June 24th, 2022. Starting us off in the year of 1374, a sudden outbreak of St. John's dance caused people in the streets of Aachen, Germany to experience hallucinations and began to jump and twitch uncontrollably until they collapsed from exhaustion. And yeah, this was a serious thing. This has happened like 2 or 3 times throughout history. And like these people, like they don't stop. Like, you know, like they dance into the night, they dance into the next day. People have died because of this. Like, they have died from exhaustion because of this. Like, you know, they literally dance for like days and weeks and just drop dead. And nobody knows what the hell caused this. It's one of the biggest mysteries, you know, in my opinion, of the old days, you know. Anyway, moving on up into 1472, Byzantine Princess Sophia Palaeologina departed Rome with a large entourage from Moscow to marry Ivan III. 1497, John Cabot claimed eastern Canada for England, believing he had found Asia in Nova Scotia. 1509, Henry VIII was crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey, London. 1527, Paracelsus publicly burned standard medical textbooks in Basel as a protest against the current teaching and practice of medicine. Wow. Remember, like, it used to be believed that washing your hands was bad for you. So, you know, people are still stupid, you know. 1540, English King Henry VIII commanded his fourth wife, Anne of Cleves, to leave the court. 1690, King William III's army landed at Carrickfergus in Ireland. OS June 14th. I don't know. Old style. Old style equals June 14th. 1731, Freemason and Mayor of Philadelphia William Allen was appointed Provisional Grand Master of Pennsylvania, the first and youngest Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. 1748, the Kingswood School was opened by John Wesley and his brother Charles Wesley in Bristol. The school was later moved to Bath. Splish, splash, I'm taking a bath. 1812, Napoleon Bonaparte's Grand Army, numbering 500,000, that's 500,000, began their invasion of Russia by crossing the Niemen River. Moving on up into 1853, U.S. President Franklin Pierce signed the Gadsden Purchase, buying 29,670 square miles, or 76,800 square kilometers, from Mexico for $10 million, which is now southern Arizona and entirety of New Mexico. 6 years later, in 1859, the Battle of Solferino in northern Italy saw a French army under Napoleon III and a Sardinian army under Victor Emmanuel II overcoming the Austrian army under Emperor Franz Joseph I. 1901, the first exhibition by Pablo Picasso at the age of 19 opened in Paris. Wow, he started young. 1902, British King Edward VII developed appendicitis, delaying his coronation. Aw, poor baby. 1902 as well, Target Corporation was founded by U.S. businessman George Dayton as Goodfellow Dry Goods in Minneapolis. 1910, 50th British Open Men's Golf at St. Andrews. James Braid won the championship for a 5th time, 4 strokes ahead of fellow Scot Sandy Hurd, 1902 champion. 1916, Mary Pickford became the first female film star to get $1 million contract. Nice. 1922, charter NFL club Chicago Staleys renamed Chicago Bears by the team founder, owner, and head coach George Halas. 1922 as well, Adolf Hitler began a month-long prison sentence for paramilitary operations. He then rallied against the Jewish sellout of Germany to the Bolsheviks. He railed against the Jewish. Okay. 1 year later, in 1923, Pope Pius XI spoke against allies occupying Rugerbrede. Alright, well, who cares about, Mussolini people? 1928, U.S. Open Men's Golf, Olympia Fields Country Club. Johnny Farrell defeated amateur Bobby Jones by 1 stroke in a 36-hole playoff win, his only major title. 1936, rookie outfielder Joe DiMaggio tied 3 Major League Baseball records in New York's 10-run 5th inning against the White Sox, hitting 2 home runs for 8 total bases. Yankees beat Chicago 18-4. 1942, village of Lizaki in Czechoslovakia was destroyed by Nazis after Gestapo found a radio transmitter believed to have been involved in coordinating the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich. 33 adults were executed by firing squad on site, and children were sent to concentration camp gas chambers, as well as the village was burned down and plowed under. Wow. 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 Whew. 1947, future Baseball Hall of Fame infielder Jackie Robinson stealed home for his first of 19 times in his career as the Brooklyn Dodgers beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2. 365 days later, in 1948, Republican National Convention in Philadelphia nominated Governor of New York Thomas E. Dewey. During 1948, the Soviet Union began the West Berlin blockade by stopping access by road, rail, and water. 1950, the LPGA Western Open Women's Golf at the Cherry Hills Country Club. Babe Didrikson Zaharias won her 4th Western Open, defeating Peggy Kirk 5-3. 1955, Herman Kilbrew hit his first home run off of Billy Hoof. Wow, Harmon Kilbrew, what a name. 1956, Steve Allen Show returned on NBC TV. 1958, Nina Simone released her debut jazz album Little Blue Girl. 1960, Patrice Lumumba, as head of the MNC party, formed a government in the Congo to become independent, Congo's first prime minister. Nice. In 1961, Tony Sheridan, backed by the Beatles, record If You Love Me Baby, aka Take Out Some Insurance on Me Baby, in Hamburg, Germany. Wow. That's a little frightening. Take out some insurance on me? What the hell? 1967, Pope Paul VI published encyclical Sacerdotes Collaboratus. I need someone who plays 40k to help translate this for me. Like, I can't read this Latin crap. Okay, what's about though? Let's see here. It was written in the wake of the Second Vatican Council, where the Catholic Church was questioning and revising many long-held practices. Priestly celibacy is a practice rather than required dogma, and many at the time had expected that it might be relaxed together with other practices. In response to these questions, the Pope reaffirms the teaching as a long-held practice with special importance in the Catholic Church. So I guess this had something to do with celibacy. So, anyway, let's see here. What else happened today? In 1968, during the LPGA Championship Women's Golf at the Pleasant Valley Country Club, Canadian Sandra Post won an 18-hole playoff against Kathleen Whitworth by 7 strokes. Also in 1968, Joe Frazier stopped Mexican challenger Manuel Ramos in the second round, technically knocking out at New York City's Madison Square Garden in his first heavyweight boxing title defense. Moving on up into 1971, McCabe and Miss Miller, filmed by Robert Altman, starring Warren Beatty and Julie Christie, with songs by Leonard Cohen, was released. Never heard of it. 1977, the International Revenue Service, or the IRS, revealed that Jimmy Carter paid no taxes in 1976. Uh-oh. 1979, Rickey Henderson debuted for Oakland and stole his first base. 1981, For Your Eyes Only, the 12th James Bond film starring Roger Moore and the first directed by John Glenn, premiered in London. 1 year later, in 1982, Equal Rights Amendment went down to defeat. Well, that's not good. 1984, Joe Morgan set his career home run mark for second baseman with number 265. HR home run, I think. I don't know. Also in 1984 is Senior Tournament Players Championship, Men's Golf Canterbury Golf Club. Arnold Palmer won the second straight Champions Tour major by 3 strokes ahead of Peter Thompson of Australia. 1986 in Britain, Foreign Office Minister Linda Chalker met Oliver Tambo, President of the African National Congress, to discuss means of ending apartheid without violence. 1989, Jiang Zemin was appointed the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the People's Communist Party of China. 1992, Billy Joel got an honorary diploma from Hicksville High School at Nassau at Long Island in New York at the age of 43. Hicksville. I wouldn't want to get anything from Hicksville. You know, it just doesn't sound good. Well, where did you get that degree? Oh, from Hicksville, you know. Oh, yeah, I got it from Redneck U, you know. I don't know. 1992, Mafia boss John Gotti began his life sentence in jail for murder and other crimes. Dang. Also 1992, during the NBA draft, LSU center Shaquille O'Neal was first picked by Orlando Magic. Moving on up into 1994, during the Glastonbury Festival in Pilton, England, Lavaliers Elvis Costello and Peter Gabriel headline with other performers including Spin Doctors, Johnny Cash, Michelle Nigelcillo, Dwight Yoakam, Lucky Dube, Oasis, and Iris Demet. 1997, despite an AL record 19 strikeout performance by Randy Johnson, the A's first baseman Mark McGwire hit a massive 538-foot home run in Oklahoma's 4-1 defeat of Seattle Mariners. 2006, Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, directed by Gore Verbinski. What a name, Gore. Starring Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom, premiered at Disneyland, becoming the fastest film to gross over $1 billion. 2009, Mike Babcock was named head coach of Team Canada for the 2010 Winter Olympics. They would later go on to win the gold medal. 2009, near the Glastonbury Film Festival in Pilton, England, Neil Young, Bruce Springsteen, and the E Street Band and Blur headlined with other performers including Fleet Foxes, Tom Jones, Spinal Tap, Lady Gaga, and The Script. I have the script right here, you know. 2010, The Twilight Saga Eclipse, based on the book by Stephanie Meyer, which, by the way, the entirety of the Twilight Saga was a fan fiction off of 50 Shades of Grey. So, or was it the other way around? I don't know, but they're both just awful. This was directed by David Slade, starring Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, premiered in Los Angeles. 2011, Italian economist Mario Draghi was confirmed as new president of the European Central Bank. 2015, during the Glastonbury Film Festival in Pilton, England, Kanye West and The Who headlined with other performers including Lionel Richie, Motorhead, Burt Bacharach, The Libertines, and Pharrell Williams. Is it obvious I don't listen to much music? I don't know these artists. 2016, British Prime Minister David Cameron resigned after UK votes to leave the EU. Huh. Okay. David Cameron. 2018, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan won his second term with President AK Party winning 42 parliamentary votes. Why can't I read? 2018, Britain's Prince William began a 5-day tour of the Middle East, visiting Jordan, Israel, and the Palestinian territories. Brian Stelter-looking guy, looking right there. 2019, U.S. President Donald Trump imposed sanctions on Iran, targeting at Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei in response to the shooting down of a U.S. drone. Moving on up into 2020, it was just 2 years ago, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced people arriving from 9 states hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic will have to isolate for 2 weeks. This guy is a monster. Man. You know, the things this man deserves. And, you know, if I say any one of them, I'll probably end up going through what he should. Anyway, moving on up into births. 1842, we have Ambrose Bierce. He was an American writer and satirist. The Devil's Dictionary, Nuggets and Dust. She was born in Meigs County in Ohio and dying in 1914. 1850, Horatio Kitchener was a British general who commanded British forces during the Battle of Omdurman in Sudan and the Second Boer War, who became a British Secretary of State for War during the First World War from 1914 through 1916. This man was born in Ballylongford, County Kerry, Ireland, dying in 1916. Sounds like he died in battle. 1895, Jack Dempsey was an American boxer, world heavyweight champion from 1919 to 1926. He was born in Manassas, Colorado, dying in 1983. Man, 1947, Mike Fleetwood is a British rock drummer. Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, Tusk, and The Chain. And go your own way, go your own way. He was born in Redruth, Cornwall, England. I should not quit my day job. And was that the last of the bursts? I don't know. Here we go. 1987, Lionel Messi is an Argentine soccer striker. 6 times FIFA Ballon d'Or, 6 times European Golden Shoes, 10 times La Liga titles, 4 times UEFA Champions League, and 6 times Copas del Rey, FC Barcelona, PSG. He was born in Rosario, Argentina. I don't know what all that means, but it sounds like a lot of stuff. You know, his face perfectly expresses, you know, what's in my mind right now. Like, whoa, that's a lot of shit. And that appears to be the last of the bursts. So let's move on up into deaths. And while I'm switching us over there, if anybody had their own, like, personal articles that they enjoyed or anything like that, say so in the underbar. If you have any extra information to add to anything, any questions, any answers, Anyway, moving on into deaths. In 1519, we have Lucrezia Borgia, was an Italian noblewoman, daughter of Pope Alexander VI, and died at the age of 39. So that's not that long. 1908, Grover Cleveland, 22nd and 24th U.S. president, serving from 1885 to 89, and then 93 to 97. Okay. I was going to say, what? I don't remember that guy in 93 to 97, but no, that was 100 years before me, so never mind. He died at the age of 71. 1935, Carlos Gardel was an Argentine singer and the most prominent figure in the history of tango. He died in a plane crash at 44. That sucks. Mamba number 5. 1984, Clarence Campbell, Canadian NHL president, died at the age of 78. Huh. And that's it for deaths. So, that concludes the show today. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting. It looks like I only found one link so far today. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander, and you are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left. Right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Until then, toodles. Let's go, Brandon. I gotta put my vape somewhere where it's not in the line of fire.